Hello everybody, I'm Thomas. Welcome back to another video. This time I'm back with a solo playthrough of One Deck Dungeon, the solo/cooperative dungeon crawling game. So in this game, you will take a hero or two through a dungeon to try to fight the final boss. This is a dice rolling / dice placement type of game as the main mechanic, and you go through, you'll be getting new items and skills and whatnot. There are a couple different ways to play this game, like a couple different game modes. How I'll be playing it today is just the single playthrough. So you can kind of do like a campaign where you can unlock new skills and whatnot. I'm just playing a standard playthrough. There are also different difficulties you can play at. I am playing on the novice difficulty because it has been a while since I played, which means I start at level 2 and I also have an extra potion because of that. So I'll quickly go over the characters I'm playing today, and then I'll do a real quick rules explanation. So I will be playing two different characters today. The first one is the rogue, and then I have the hunter. Both have a special heroic feat, and then they also both have a skill that they start with. On the left-hand side of each of their cards are their stats, which dictate what kind of dice they start with. So there's kind of three main stats. You have the yellow, which is like fighting. You have pink, which is like agility, and then you have blue, which is magic. So my rogue starts with 3 pink dice and a blue dice, while my hunter has 2 yellow dice, 2 pink dice. They both have 3 health. My rogue's heroic feat is I get to roll these black dice or universal dice. I also have one because I'm level 2, but the rogue's heroic feat is I can roll one of those dice, and then if it's a 1, I lose a heart and 3 time. And I do this before checking any other effects. And the hunter's heroic feat is I spend 1 time to place a universal 4, ignoring any armor icons. So the goal of this game is there is a boss that I'm going to be fighting at the end of this. So I have to go through 3 different levels of the dungeon and then finally fight the boss at the end and hopefully win. The deck of cards, I am playing with also a hybrid deck of cards. So I am using the expansion where you mix basically half of the expansion cards with half of the base cards, and that's what's forming the deck. You lay out 4 cards here for your 4 different door options, and then you just start exploring. So on your turn, you'll flip over 2 cards to the discard pile as a way of time passing, and you'll do that a lot throughout the game. That's one of the things is like how time passes is just you just discard a card off the top of the deck. And under each of these 4 doors, you'll have a lot of different kinds of cards. Mainly, you'll have 2 different kinds. You'll have monsters and traps. You'll have combat encounters and trap. Zoomed in a little bit on these to hopefully get a better view. So 2 main types of cards. You'll have combat and traps. Combat cards like this, you have type of creature. They have a unique ability sometimes. So this one has like an acid spray that deals poison, which poison is a new mechanic added in the expansion. It's kind of like what it sounds like. Your character can get poisoned, and then you have to do a poison check to see if you take damage. And what happens is at the beginning of either of these, we'll start with just the combat. Each character will roll all of their dice. They can use a heroic feat beforehand, and then afterwards, they basically have to just try to fill up all these boxes and with the appropriate colors. So like we have these 3 yellow boxes that would need the yellow dice or a universal, and then you have this blue box of 12 that needs at least 12 value worth of dice. The double boxes, you can put as many dice as you want, while the single boxes, you can only put 1 dice. There's some boxes that have a shield. You need to do those first before any of the other boxes. And also because of the dungeon card over here, on all combat encounters, I have to do this box, and on all trap encounters, I have to do this box. As I progress slowly through the dungeon, there'll be more and more boxes that I have to fill up, making it more and more difficult. As for the trap cards, it works pretty much the same way. The main difference is you have to choose which option you're going to go with, and then you only roll those colored dice. So if I were to choose for this poison cloud to try to crawl under it, I would only roll the pink dice. No other colored dice will be rolled besides universal dice, which are the black ones. And then I would also have to do this box over here on this half of like the dungeon card for traps. That's kind of how it works. If you successfully defeat them without dying, then you get a reward. And what's cool is these cards are multi-purpose. So you can kind of get one of 3 rewards. At the top right, there is XP that you can gain to help you level up. It's one option. At the bottom, you have these skills that you can add to your heroes to get extra stuff you can do. Or on the left-hand side are items that you can add to give you, like this one, give you an extra blue dice and an extra heart. So each card will have kind of different options of stuff you can choose from. That's pretty much the gist of it. How each round works is I start by discarding 2 cards as time passes. And then after that, I could choose any door and flip it over. I don't have to deal with what's on the other side of that door immediately. Like if I flip over this card, I don't want to deal with that right now. Then I could just kind of what's called flee and deal with it later. I could go deal with one of the other doors. I flip 2 cards as time passes, flip over another door. Maybe I deal with this one first and I come back to that one later. But at some point I have to complete all 4 doors before restoring and drawing out new doors for out here. The last quick thing I'll talk about is I do have potions over here. So the basic potion is I could either heal health or poison based on however many potions I spend. And then I do have an option. I had an option of choosing an extra basic potion. So I chose the luck potion, which just says I can choose a value and reroll all dice of that value. That's pretty much it. The last thing I quickly will note is that some dungeons will have abilities for each floor. So for example, this dragon's cave, I'm fighting the dragon, I should have mentioned that, has an ability called Hall of Statues. So I have to spend an extra 5 time before the first turn on each floor, which is why I already have this discard of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So it was the 5 for that plus the 2 for my first turn. So I could just start exploring. But with that all out of the way, we can go ahead and dive into this Dragon's Cave dungeon. So looking at the options here, I have my 4 doors to choose from, and it might be kind of hard to tell, but these 3 doors have a bit of a different color to their little crystal in the center, and they also have some moss on them. So these 3 cards are from the expansion. I'm gonna have to deal with all of them at some point, but at least I have some option of what to do. So I'm gonna go with this bottom left door. So I've already spent my 2 time when I did the setup, so I don't have to do that now. And it is this Great Spirit trap that I will either have to try to struggle free from or display prowess. And this card is a little bit different. Let me zoom in on it real fast. So in the expansion, some of these cards, depending on what option you have or what option you do, dictate what you can gain from that card. So for example, if I try to struggle free, there's a little arrow and it says item. So that means if I go with this option, I can only take the item or the XP. I can't take the skill. Or if I go for this bottom option, I could take the skill or the XP, but I can't take the item. I don't really like either of those options, but I could choose to flee and come back to this later, but I kind of want to deal with it now. So what I think I'll do is I'll go for the struggle free option, but I'm going to use both of these heroic abilities. So I'm gonna go with the rogue first. The rogue one's pretty fun. It's a little bit of a gambling thing. So hopefully I don't roll a 1, and I did. That's unfortunate start. So I think I do get to keep the 1, but I also am going to take a damage and lose 3 time. And then I'll also use the hunter heroic ability. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'll go ahead and use it. So all I have to do is discard 1 card and I gain a 4 value dice that I can place anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and place it just on the box to work towards the 10. Then I already rolled this, so I just have to roll these 2 plus the extra dice. So let's see, hopefully I can get at least 10 worth. That is an extremely low roll, 2 1s and a 3. I also have this 2 over here that I still have to deal with. I do have both of these feats that the skills down here that I can use, and specifically the rogues is pretty nice. It says your partner may re-roll any of their 1s. I can only use this on traps, which that's what this is. So I can re-roll my 2 1s. Hopefully I get something a little bit better. It is a little bit better, but it's not going to be enough. So I can place this 2 over here. I guess actually it is enough because I forgot I had that 4 here. So that's that, and I only needed 10 total, which that's 10. So I didn't even need my little 1 from the rogue, but that works out, and that Great Spirit has been dealt with. So sweet, that's an okay start. I mean, the rogue got burnt on their heroic feat right off the bat, which isn't great, but it is what it is. So then as far as what I'm going to do with this, well, since I went with that struggle free option, I can either take it as XP or an item. And since I'm lacking a bit on my magic, my blue dice, I will give it to the rogue as an item. And you can see it's pretty cool. It either slides in on the left like that if it's an item, or you just slide it down here if it's a skill, or you kind of put it under your level like that with the XP sticking out the side if it's XP. So it's pretty cool how these cards are multi-purpose, but I will definitely take that as an extra blue dice for my rogue. And that's the first combat encounter done. So I will go ahead and flip over the next 2 cards as time passes and pick my next door. And I'm gonna go with the one right above it. And it's another trap, this time a bear trap. Luckily, these both options require pink dice, which I'm pretty good on. I'm kind of worried about doing my rogue ability again, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna use my rogue ability. Hopefully I don't get another one. I need to stop doing that because this is gonna kill my rogue before anything else. And I've been playing this a bit recently, and I was having really good luck with this, so I'm already off to a bad start with my rogue abilities, but I might have to use one of my potions or something. I guess I'm gonna not use my hunter ability, so then let me roll these separately. So I will have the hunter roll the extra universal dice, roll up these pink ones first for the rogue, and actually roll pretty good, a 1, 4, and 6, and then I will roll up these for the hunter. If I roll any ones, I can re-roll them, and I did roll 1 pink one. Doubt I'm really gonna need it, but we'll go ahead and see what I can do. So then I need a 2 up here, and then I only need 11, which I'm able to get with the rogue's dice alone because that's 10 and 11. So that's all good there. Sweet, I didn't even need the bonus rogue dice again, and my rogue's just getting hurt for it. So maybe I should stop with that, but it's a gamble. It's only a 1 in 6 chance, but it's happened back to back so far, which is really unfortunate. So this bear trap, I could do whatever with. I think I'm just going to put it up here for some XP because I don't really like the item, or the thing just gets me an extra potion type, which isn't that useful in my opinion. So go ahead and spend 2 cards and flip over the next door and see what's that there. And it's a vortex stone. Okay, so I either have to stabilize the aura or grab the stone. I mean, I want to prioritize getting my items because I can have right now, based on my level, I can have 2 items per character. So I want to get those as soon as possible because the more dice you have, the better. But this item, I mean, it does give you more health, which may be good. I may need that for my rogue, but at the moment, I also don't really need more pink dice. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try to grab the stone, and I'm not going to use my rogue ability because I've already been burnt too much on that. I will use my hunter ability though. So I will burn 1 card to get a 4 universal dice, and I'll go ahead and place that on here. I will roll the hunter's dice first. So if I get any ones, which I did, I can at least re-roll that because of my rogue ability. And that's already looking pretty good. I think I've already beat it without the rogue's dice, but I'll go ahead and add these in. Yeah, I mean, was that 13 total just there. I could place this up here, and then, yeah, what is this, 9, 13? Yeah, this is more than enough to defeat the stone. So I'm not even gonna put them all on there because it's good enough. So I'll go ahead and take that as some more XP. So I'm already at 6 out of the 8 XP that I need to level up again, which is pretty sweet. So I will spend 2 more cards and flip over this last door here, and it is a goblin. So they have a pack hunter ability for each closed door, spend 1 time. There aren't any, so I am fine there. They do have, they have a pretty cool skill. I might want that. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and use the hunter ability. I'm now scared to use the rogue ability, especially because next time I would do it, they would die. I need to heal them up with some potions here soon, but I think it'll be fine. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and spend a potion to heal them up just 1 because I don't like them being that close to death. I did spend a card, right? Yeah, so then I will go ahead and grab this 4 dice, which I will just put it over there. Actually, I'll put it right here on that 4 spot. That makes a little bit more sense. I will give this dice to the hunter, even though it doesn't really matter because I can only use the rogue reroll ability on traps, but still pretty nice. So there's all of those, and I'll roll up the rogues, and we'll see what I can do here. Okay, so I'll start by placing this 3 over there just because I don't want to forget about that. Got the 6 here that I'm gonna need to deal with, and that's kind of a pain, but I can use my hunter skill where I spend any pink dice and I can increase partner's dice by 2. So I can change this 4 to a 6, and now I will be able to have that 6 covered. I have a 5 I can place there. This 6 works there. What else is up there? A 3 and a 3. So I can place this 4 on there, and then I guess it's just a 3 left, which is just 1 time passing, so not a big deal. So I will go ahead and do that, and the goblin has been defeated. So let me think about what I want to do with this. Probably gonna take it for the skill. Yeah, I'll take the skill. So yeah, what it allows me to do is spend a yellow dice and roll a yellow dice and increase it by 1. So seems like it'll be pretty good for my hunter, since that's who I'm gonna try to give most of my yellow dice to. So first little area has been completed. All right, so now I spend 2 more time for the beginning of the round and put out 4 new door cards. Now that there's new door cards, I believe I have to do this again where I have to pass time, because you do that at the beginning of every turn. On your turn, you either explore, which is what I just did, putting these doors out, or you enter a room. So hopefully I'm doing that right. It's been a while since I played this game, so hopefully I get most of the rules right. But I'll go ahead and open this bottom door. Let's see what's there, and it's a beetle. Ooh, and they have Crushing Blow. Crushing Blow is a pretty good skill. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for it. It says it has an ability, if any armor boxes are empty, discard instead of looting. It has 4 armor boxes. So that's gonna be a little tough. I'm gonna try my rogue ability again. Hopefully it goes good. I just can't roll 1. It's another 1. What are the odds of that? I mean, was that 1 in, I don't even know. But that sucks, because my rogue's taking basically pointless damage, and I'm just having terrible luck with these heroic feats. But I'm gonna go ahead and spend a card to do also the hunter's heroic feat, because I really want to take this beetle out as quick as possible. So I'll put this on, I guess that 3 there. That's fine. And then I will give the universal dice to the hunter to roll, even though once again, it really doesn't matter who rolls it, but right now we'll give it to them, and then I'll roll up the rogue dice. Hopefully get a decent amount. Okay. So first I'll go ahead and use the hunter ability. I'll spend my 2 here where I can roll a yellow dice and then increase it by 1. So hopefully I get something better than a 2. That's a 5, which increases to a 6, which is pretty great. That means I can place that on one of the shields up there. I can place another 4 there. And what's that? A 3 easily can place that there. So all the shield boxes are filled up. A 6 goes there. A 5 I can slide in there. Then we still have to cover this over here. Now I can talk about one thing you can do, which I haven't really talked about, is swapping out dice when we figure out what the term is. Okay, I guess there's really no term for it, but what you can do during combat is you could take any 2 dice and essentially swap them out for a black heroic dice, the universal one. And if you were to use 2 different values, like if I were to use a 4 and a 3, you would always take the lower value. So I would only get a 3 out of that case, but I have 2 4s here, which I could use towards getting I'll just put them up here, a universal 4, which then I could put over here, and all boxes are covered, done and done. This beetle has been defeated. I think I will use them to gain that Crushing Blow ability, so I spend 1 yellow dice, and then I can gain a 6 yellow dice, which is pretty good. It should make this hunter pretty great as far as the yellow dice are concerned. All right, 2 more cards as time passes. Go ahead and flip over this top card. Ooh, it's an ice elemental. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna be a bit tough. It says before the encounter, spend 3 time. I'm gonna flee from that. I'm not gonna deal with that guy at the moment. He's a bit tougher, and I'll move back to it, or maybe just not have to deal with it at all if time runs out before I hit the bottom of this level of the dungeon. A cave-in. I'll gladly deal with a cave-in. So this says I can either dismantle it or climb over it. I'll definitely go for climbing over it. I don't even think I'm going to use either heroic ability. Don't think it's necessary. So let me roll up the hunter stuff first. I did roll 2 1s, but luckily I can re-roll both of them. And I rolled much better that second time. And then I still have the rogue's dice, which I can go ahead and roll. A 3, 3, and a 4, which should be more than enough, right? I can place that 2 over there. I only need 11 total, which I have more than enough. I think I have like 20 total to climb over it. So all good there. I have a couple options what I could do with this. I think I will probably just, I'll use it for XP to level up because I'm pretty much there. So I will go ahead and do that. And how leveling up works is you flip the card to the next card. Now I can have more items and skills on each of my characters. And then I also gain a potion, which is kind of nice to have. And I might immediately use it on my rogue, just so they're not at critical point right now. So they're a little bit better off. But with that, we can go ahead and pass time a little bit more and see what's going on with behind this last door here, which it is a phantom. Oh boy. So this guy is pretty tough to beat. I'm definitely going to use my hunter ability for gaining a 4 to help deal with some of the yellow spots on there. And then I'm not gonna use the rogue ability because I'm kind of scared to at this point. I was having such good luck with it when I was doing my previous playthroughs. So it's very unfortunate that it's burnt me so bad right off the bat, but whatever. It's not a great roll for the hunter. And let's see what the rogue can do. But right now, they rolled a couple of ones. Jeez. And I forgot how this guy works is you immediately discard all 1s and 3s rolled, which for the hunter, that's all 3 of those. And for the rogue, that's 4 of their 5 dice, which is very unfortunate because there's almost no way I'm going to be able to defeat them now. Huh. I mean, the best I can do is I can place this 4 on the shield, so at least I can defeat it a little bit better. I could place this 4 down here to gain a 6. Place that on the double heart. I'm still going to be taking 2, 4, 5 damage total. Well, 5 damage total will kill me. There's nothing I can do to stop it. Even if I were to use a potion to heal up 1, I mean, it's going to be 2 and 2 to each, and they only have 3 health, and then it's 5 total, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2 and 2, and then someone's gonna have to get that last point of damage, and whoever's gonna get it, it's gonna die, and that's gonna trigger the end of the game. So that's a loss. Didn't even make it to the bottom of the first floor. That kind of sucks. I had some really bad luck there. Dang. Yeah, I guess that's how it goes. I'll clean this up and do one more game. I might try to speed through it because I don't know. I only anticipated doing 1 game, but I didn't think this would end this quickly, though. I mean, I'm playing on novice, and I knew I'm not the best at this game, but that was still, I mean, I had some bad luck there. So let me reset this real fast. All right, game's been reset. Luckily, it doesn't take too long to reset, and hopefully this one will go a little bit better. Not making any promises. So I've already spent the 7 cards to do that, plus the initial explore. Spend 2 more, which I don't think I did last time, but whatever. And I'll flip over a random card, and it is the Vine Trap. So I can either try to dodge it or break through. Definitely dodging seems like the way to go. I don't need any more pink dice, so it's kind of useless to grab, but I'll go ahead and go for it. I'm going to go for the rogue ability. I'm going to try and hope I don't get a 1. There we go. I actually got a 3, so I can use it, and I don't have to take the damage, which is pretty great. I'm not going to use the hunter ability, so I'm just going for it. I will give the hunter the extra dice to roll those, so hopefully if they get a 1, then I'll be able to re-roll it. Didn't look like they did. I can spend a 2 up there, and then all I needed was 7, which the hunter is able to do. Maybe I didn't even need the rogue dice, but whatever. I really didn't. I didn't need any of the rogue's dice, let alone their heroic ability dice, but Vine Trap has been dealt with, and I'm just going to spend it for XP because, like I said, I don't really like the ability or the card, the item, or the skill at the bottom. So then I will go with this card here, and it is a bandit. Okay. Once again, I don't really want that item. The skill is fine. I guess I could use the XP, but I'm not loving any of these options that much. So I guess I'll just go for it. Yeah, I don't think I want to use any heroic ability because now I'm getting all paranoid about him blowing through time with the hunters, and then rogue, I just run the risk of them taking damage and running out of time. So okay, so that's what I rolled. I need to make sure I got to deal with that over there at some point. I also have a 5 and a 5. I rolled pretty low for my hunter, which isn't great. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to do some like dice converting around because I can place this 4 over there. This 3 can go there. That 4 can go here. I can use this 2 up there along with that 2 and a 5, which works to fill that 8 box. I'm just gonna kind of put those off the screen. I mean, I can put them in the box, but then it's just taking up space. I still have these 2 5s to cover. I can convert these 2 into a universal heroic dice to cover that one up. Never mind, I can't because I forgot the bandit's ability is making a dice like that requires 3. So I can't do that, and I'm just screwed. So I'm just going to be losing track of 3 time, and somebody's going to be taking 1 damage, which I'll just give it to the hunter. Then this has been dealt with, so now I can take these all back and figure out what I want to do with this bandit, which I mean, I like the skill. I can spend a yellow dice to increase up to 4 of your dice by 1 each. Maybe I'll go with that. Yeah. All right, so then time passes more, and I'll go ahead and open up this bottom door. Oh boy, it's a moss golem. They have thick armor, so spend 2 time when you place a heroic dice on that card. Okay. I'm going to use both heroic abilities because I feel like I'm going to need it for this guy. So for the rogue, they rolled a 6, so that's pretty great. And then I can spend 1 time for the hunter to place a 4 somewhere. I will go ahead and place it just over here on that spot. So then we roll up the hunter's dice first and see what I get. Lots of 1s, 3 1s and 2 3s. Really bad roll. Let's see if the rogue can do a little bit better. I need decent rolls for this. Okay, almost 2 6s and 2 5s. So that is a good roll. But I got to figure out how I'm going to deal with that 10 spot there. So I guess I can spend my universal 1 to increase all of my dice by 1. Because then I can use the rogue's dice and this yellow dice to fill in that 10 box. And I can start trying to fill in some of these other spots. There's a 6 there, a 5 there. There's a 4 up there, which I can fill in with that. And then there's just a 6 left, which I can spend this pink dice to use my flank ability to increase this by 2 up to a 6 and cover that. Done and done. And I'm definitely going to use the Moss Golem's item because it gives me additional yellow dice and some extra health for my hunter. All right, final door of this area. 2 more time passes. And it is a shadow. Okay. We're 3 XP. I don't really like the potion abilities that much. The item's pretty decent. I guess I could give it to the rogue so they also have some yellow dice. But I kind of liked having the rogue mainly have magic stuff, but maybe that's not a terrible idea. Or I could just give it to the hunter so they even have more health and more of the yellow dice, which would be maybe decent. I'm gonna go ahead and take a gamble and use the rogue's heroic ability. Hopefully I don't roll 1. I rolled a 2. Okay, so not great, but at least I'm not losing health. I'm gonna pass on using the hunter ability. So I will go ahead and roll the hunter stuff first and rolled, okay. I got a couple of 5s, but there's also a couple of 1s in there. So pretty middling roll altogether. Let's see what the rogue is gonna get. Also pretty bad, a couple of 1s and a 2 and a 4. So I'm going to spend this 1 down here to increase 4 of my dice by 1. So I'll increase this one, and I guess both of these to 6s. So I'll probably use this for the skill. I also have to spend a time because that's what it does. Each time I use a skill, time passes. Okay, so now I'm going to start covering some of these boxes. So I can place that 5 there. Man, I guess this 6 is pretty much only useful over there. I need to cover 10 total on that box. I want to save the 6 for that box, but I still need to fill that. I guess I can spend my 1 to increase both of these to 2. And then with that, that's 2, 4, 6, 10 for that top box. And then I can place this 4 over there, and that's as good as it's gonna get. I'm still gonna lose time and 1 health, which I guess I will just try to spread it evenly and give it to the rogue. Shadow has been dealt with. I guess I also need to pass another time for using that ability. I don't know if I already did that, but I'll do it again. And I will definitely give this as an item to the hunter so they're a little bit more beefed up and have another yellow dice to use. All right, so more time passes as I now explore, putting out 4 new door cards. And then more time passes as I get to choose one of them. And I'm gonna just go with I'm gonna go with this top one here. It's a poison cloud. Okay. probably want to try to crawl under it just because I have the most pink dice. I only have 1 blue dice, which is one thing I want to work on. I really want to get the rogue more items, but I don't want, it seems like most of these items are pink and I have plenty of that. So it's like, it's kind of frustrating. So I'm going to try to crawl under it. I'm not going to use the rogue's heroic ability because I'm fine. Yeah, it should be all right. So I will have, yeah, I'll roll the rogues first and then, oh, triple sixes. That's as good as that's gonna get. Good thing I didn't use any of my heroic abilities because that was definitely not needed. Guess I can re-roll my 1, absolutely not necessary because I have more than enough. Just with the rogues roll, it needed 12 plus 2. Yeah, no. Poison Cloud has been dealt with. I'm just gonna probably spend this for XP, so I'm at 5 out of 8. Spend 2 more cards as time passes, and then I will go with this bottom corner door here, which is the Goblin. Okay, it has a decent item, which I'll gladly take. I'm going to use the Rogue's ability. Actually, you know what? I don't think I need to for this guy, so I'm going to pass. And I'll just roll the Rogue stuff first. And okay, I got a 6, a 2, and 2 1s. We roll all of the Hunter's dice. Hopefully they're a little bit better than that, which not really. I mean, it's a couple of 1s, 3 1s, 2 2s. A 5 and a 6? That's not that inspiring of a roll. So I'll first spend a 1 down here to increase 4 of my dice by 1. Change this to a 6. This to a 3. And then I guess probably increase both of these to a 1 and a 3. Or 2 and a 3. So I'm probably gonna use that 1 down here for that ability. This 6, I thought I had a plan for this. I don't know, I'll just put it right there. Oh, this 6 I wanted to use in that blue spot for sure. This 3 can go over here. This 3 would work well over here. That pink works good there. And now I don't have much else. I do have some options, so I could use this 1 down here, increase this to a 3, put that there, and now I'm only losing 1 time, which I will just gladly take and have this guy dealt with, and I will definitely use them for their item to get the rogue another blue dice to use. All right, getting almost to the bottom of this first floor. Let's hope I don't die again. We'll go with this top one, and that's a cave-in. Okay, yeah, I don't really know if I want to deal with that at the moment. Mainly because it's not that good. The XP wouldn't level me up. I don't want the item. The ability, I'm not a huge fan of. So I'm gonna just flee from it and just go with the other door and hopefully not have to deal with that cave-in because I'm almost at the bottom. And this is a rune circle. I'll gladly take this. I guess I'll try to disarm it because I do want the item. I want more blue. So I'm gonna go for that option. I will use the rogue's ability. Hopefully I don't get a 1. I got a 2. Okay, not the best, but I'll take it. And I will use the hunter's ability just to pass some time and grab a 4 dice, which I'll go ahead and put, I'll put over here on the actual box. That's the wrong card. This box here. So it's already halfway done. So then I'll let the hunter roll the heroic dice still, just in case it's a 1. It's a 5, so we're all good there. And then 2 more blues for them. And that looks pretty good because I can put that 2 up there, and that's 8, more than enough to deal with that. So that is all dealt with. Another blue item for the rogue. All right, now time passes and we've reached the bottom card of the deck, which is the stairs card, which says when visible, you place a damage token here for each time spent. Each time there are 3 or more tokens here, you place 1 on one of the heroes and remove the rest. At the end of any turn, the heroes may descend. If this card is revealed while spending time to start a turn, the heroes may descend immediately, which is what I plan on doing. And all that needs to be done for that is this slides down a little bit to reveal more of that, and I reshuffle all the cards and deal them back out. All right, so I've already discarded the 5 for the Hall of Statues and the 2 for exploring, so now I'll have to discard another 2 as I actually attempt to enter one of these rooms, and I'll just go with this top right one, and it is a beetle. Interesting. They have that crushing a blow ability, which is pretty good, so I'm definitely going to try to go for them. So it doesn't really matter who rolls the universal dice, so just give it to the hunter. And then let's roll up the rogue's dice and see what they get. And not too bad. Kind of a little bit of a mixed bag, but it should be good enough to hopefully deal with this. I guess I You're supposed to use heroic abilities beforehand, so I guess I'm well, that ship has sailed. So got to work with what I have here, and I think I'll start by using my hunter ability to increase 4 of my dice by 1. So I will increase this 4 to a 5, 5 to a 6, 2 to a 3, and 3 to a 4. I need to start filling in some of these boxes up here. I will also spend my 1 to increase this 1 to a 3 and place that on that box because we have a lot of these armor boxes that I need filled in. I'm gonna start doing that right now. That can go up here. The 5 can go there. The 6 can go there. I also have to cover both of these over here, which I'm not gonna be able to. So let me place that there. What is this covering? I guess I'd rather place that over there, to be honest. And then I guess I could swap out both of these 4s for a heroic dice of a 4 and essentially cover up that 4. So all that I'm going to take is 1 health and 1 time passes, which I'll just assign that damage to Hunter because they have a lot of health to spare. They have 2 extra health, so that's pretty good. And then the beetle has been dealt with. So I will go ahead and use them for, I'll take their skill. The crushing blow is pretty good where I can spend a yellow dice and gain a yellow 6. I can only use it on combats, but that's probably the only time I'm really gonna need it. So my hunter's kind of maxed out until we level up. They have 2 skills and 2 items. All right, more time passes and I'll go ahead and flip over that card. Okay, I like seeing that because it's 3 XP, which is what I need to level up. It's also a decent skill that I might actually want to give to the rogue. So maybe I'll do that instead. But you know, speaking of the rogue, let's try the heroic feat again. Hopefully I don't get a 1. That's a 2, so not super actually helpful, but it's not a 1, so I'm not taking damage, which I'll gladly take. Okay, not a great roll. Lots of low pinks and pretty low blues. Go ahead and I just bumped the hunter card, whatever. I'll fix that in a second. Let me roll these up. Okay, let me deal with this stuff on the right first before I forget. And just because it's kind of a pain to deal with. And then I'll start working on some of this. I don't want to take any poison because that's just a pain to deal with. So I'm going to need another 3 up there, which I can definitely get. I need a 6 there. Fine. A 5 there. Boom. And I need a 4 up there, which I can place this 2 down here to increase this 3 to a 5. Doing that right there. And I think that's that. Okay, well, I just realized what the card's ability is. I can take poison whenever a 5 is placed on here, but I can mitigate some of that. I can use this 5 on this to make it a 6 instead, and that's fine. And then I can use my increase. I think I used that on a 3, so instead I could use it on this 2 to make that a 4 instead, which is good. I'm still going to be taking 1 poison, but that's not the end of the world, which I will give that to the hunter. And honestly, I'm going to use a potion to immediately get rid of it because I don't like dealing with poison. So that's just dealt with. This guy has been defeated though, and I will use them for their skill for the rogue because the rogue doesn't have any extra skills right now. And that's pretty good. I could spend a pink dice to roll a yellow dice and gain a pink 4. So pretty good, I think, all around. All right. 2 more time passes as I go ahead and flip over the next card. I'm gonna do this one instead. So that is an arrow wall. Okay. I do like that skill. That's pretty cool. It's another extra use for pink dice, which I can give to the rogue. Yeah, I'll definitely try to run through it. So not gonna use any extra abilities. I really don't think I'll need them. Yeah, I rolled really good there. 2 5s and a 3. I'll roll up the hunters. I do have extra stuff to cover over there, but luckily I rolled a 6, so this is all good here because that's covered for there, and I only need 11 total, which I rolled 13 alone with the rogue. So arrow wall has been run through real quick. I mean, the rogue is super stealthy, so what do you expect? Now, and the skill that I got is pretty cool for the rogue. You spend a pink dice to either prevent 1 heart of damage or in a boss fight prevent 2 hearts of damage, which I think will be pretty useful. Then more time passes as we flip over this final card, which is a null. And this is a special ability. You cannot place heroic dice on the dungeon challenge boxes, which are those ones off to the right-hand side. I'm gonna go ahead and use my rogue ability. I don't know if it's necessarily needed, but I'm gonna do it. It's a 2. Okay, well, it's not the best, but I'll roll with it, as they say. Okay, that's a decent roll. Kind of got a couple 5s in there. A lot of good on the pink, but not so much on the blue. But I don't really think I need any blue this round, so it's not gonna be too bad. I guess I do need a blue for the dungeon challenge on the right, but that's fine. Oh, I guess I didn't roll this up either for the hunter. Well, I guess first I'll use this ability down here to change this 1 and basically just get a 6, which will be pretty helpful. I'll place that 3 there and the 4 there just to deal with those boxes first. And I need to deal with these over here. So we go ahead and do that before I forget all about them. I'll spend this pink to increase this 3 to a 5 and place that over there. Now I just need 7 for that, which I'm easily able to do there. And I just need 8, which I have 15 here. So this null has been dealt with. And right now I am maxed out on my items and skills for both characters. So I will have to turn this into XP, which is a little unfortunate because now I'm at 7 out of 8. So there's no 1 XP cards in here. So I'm going to have a little bit of unused XP that's going to get kind of wasted, but there wasn't much I could do about it. All right, so 2 more time passes as I explore a little bit more, and then I gotta pass time again as I try to explore one of these rooms. I guess enter a room. Oh, it's the good old ice elemental. Oh boy. Well, they're worth a lot of XP. And I guess if I were to get them, I actually could carry over some. So that's good. So yeah, I'll go for it. I'm gonna use both heroic abilities because I feel like I'm gonna need it. So that's the rogue's roll, and then I will spend 1 time to gain a 4 dice that I can place wherever. I guess I'll go ahead and place it on the magic spot because I feel like I might need a little bit of help there. And also it says before this encounter, spend 3 times. This deck is already getting pretty low. Like I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish all the doors in here. But with that done, we can go ahead and see what the rogue is going to roll up, and actually really good. Almost just all 4s and 5s, which I'll gladly take. This guy's going to be kind of a pain, I feel like. And then let me see what the hunter is doing with all their dice. Okay, a couple 1s, but there's a 6, and yeah, that's not bad. Okay, so first let me take care of the stuff on the right, just so I don't forget about it later. Then I will use this 1 down here to gain a 6, and then I can use this 5 and a 6 on the, well, that was a 5, I just dropped it, on this box up there to kind of get that shield part dealt with. I can place this 4 there, this 6 there, use this pink to increase this 4 to a 6, place that 6 there, and that guy's dealt with. That was, I didn't even need the rogue dice and most of the pink dice, so that's not too bad at all. Put all these back, and so yeah, what I could do is gain this as XP, and then I'll be able to actually carry over 3, which is pretty nice. I won't have any wasted, so that works out pretty good because that's 2, 4, and 8 total. So we're also now level 3, which means we get an extra potion, and now we'll have more item and skill slots. This may not be the best use of a potion. I like hanging on to 1 potion, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the one I just got just to heal up some of my hunter's health, just so they're sitting a little bit better. But they also have 5 health total, so they're okay. And now both characters can get 1 more item and 1 more skill, which is pretty sweet. But let's go ahead and open another door. Like I said, there's probably, I'm not gonna get through all these doors here, probably just 1 more after this skeleton, who, yeah, I'm not loving their item or XP or really any of the stuff. I might as well try to kill him for the XP because I don't want the skill or the item. Yeah. And I don't think they're gonna be, I don't think I'm gonna need to use either of my heroic abilities. So I will go ahead and just roll up what I got and hope for the best. So my rogue roll looks really good. I got some really good pink dice and some pretty good blue dice. See what my hunter gets. Really bad pink dice, but overall really good yellow dice, and my universal dice is looking good. I can go ahead and swap this 1 out for a 6, and that sets me up for a pretty good time, I think. So I'll be able to put that up there. I think I just bumped that. I think that was a 1. I need a 5 over there, so I will spend this pink 1 to increase this 3 to a 5. Place that over there. I also need to deal with these 2 shield slots. There's a 5 there, a 6, a 3, and a 6. And this skeleton is defeated. Pretty easy. 2 more XP. That means I'm already at 5 out of 10 needed for the next level, which is pretty sweet. All right, 2 more cards. There's not much left. I'll probably get through 1 more. There's 1 card left. So, I mean, if I wanted to, I could like open a door, flee. But I mean, most of the time I want to fight stuff or just get more cards. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to try to run through this bear trap because it's going to be cakewalk because I have a lot of pink dice, and then that'll get me another blue dice to use, which should be pretty helpful. And go ahead and roll up what the hunters got. No 1s, so I'm looking good there. I do need a 6 over here, which I don't think I'm going to be able to fill because, yeah, I can't use pretty much any of my skills on trap encounters. I can use the dungeoneering one, which lets me reroll any ones the hunter rolled, but they didn't roll any 1s, so I can place a 2 there, and then we have more than enough to fill the 11, but I'm still going to take 1 damage, which I will just assign to the hunter. And then I will take this, and I think I'm gonna give this to the rogue so they have more magic items. All right, time passes, reach the bottom of the stairs, so we descend to the final floor. So I have to get through this last floor, and then once I descend 1 more time, I'll be at the boss. All right, so there's my new 4 cards to choose from. So I'll go ahead and pass time 1 more time just so I can choose one of these, and I guess I'll go with this bottom left one. And then it's a rockworm. Oh boy, this one's gonna be kind of tough. I might pass on this right now. I'm gonna flee, deal with this guy later. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to deal with all these cards in here, unless I really do bad on my time. Okay, a goblin. Okay, so I'm gonna use my rogue heroic ability, which gets me a 4, and then I don't think I'm gonna need to use the hunters. Well, actually, I think I will. I'm gonna pass time and go ahead and use it just to be on the safe side because there's kind of a lot of boxes to fill. I'm mainly gonna use it towards this 10 over here. And yeah, I still only have 1 dice there, but when I go ahead and roll up all of these, I guess blue dice are kind of useless except for the dungeon challenge card, with the spot over there. But I also can use them for swapping out for heroic dice if I really want to. I don't want to forget about that. Let me roll up. I keep bumping the hunter card here. Let me see what I get. Ooh, okay. There's a 6 in there, 5, a couple, there's a 1 and a 2, which I don't love, but I can work with that. So I'll probably start out by placing this 1 down here to go ahead and get me a 6. And I'll place that 6 over here so I have my 10 box dealt with. This is what, that's a 5, which I can easily deal with that. I guess I can use my, well, I need to start thinking a little strategically. I'm gonna use my 4 down here for my rogue ability to roll a yellow dice and then gain a 4, which I gained a 4, which is great. I could place that up there, and then I get a pink 4 back, which I can start placing other places here. This does have an X here for this box, which it says on its ability, has a swarm ability, so X equals 4 per open door, so 8 total, which I have right there, so not too bad. Use this to cover up the 5, use that to cover up the 4, and then that can be covered with that, and that with that. Goblin defeated. I will go ahead and use them for their item, give that to my hunter, so they have an extra yellow dice to use. All right, 2 more time passes. Let me go with, see what this top door is. Okay. So, eye shroom. I get to have to skip the heroic feat step, I guess, if I want to fight them. Not ideal, but let's go ahead and let's fight them. I guess I could use them for their skill, which I don't really like. I guess their skill's not bad. I can maybe use that for the rogue. Yeah, oop, I have the extra dice down there. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and go for this. So let's see if I can take out the eye shroom, which doesn't really require any yellow dice. It looks like it's mainly pink and blue dice, but luckily, I mean, yellow dice are still needed for the dungeon challenge, so it's not like they're completely useless, but just maybe not as useful for this combat. Big handful of dice and lots of ones, which sucks. All right, that's what I have to work with. So starting out, I'm gonna spend that 1 down here to go ahead and gain a 6, which I don't quite know what I'm gonna do with that yet. I mean, probably start just filling in this stuff over here. So that's that. That's dealt with. And if I have a 5, cool, I can go ahead and deal with that. As far as the actual guy themselves, I can spend a 1 on here to increase a dice over here by 2. So I'll increase this 3 to a 5. So that's 10 total, which I can place in that box there. I guess I'll spend this 2 on this ability to increase this to a 6, this to a 4, and this to a 2, mainly because then I can use that 6 on that box. And what do I have, a 4 and a 4 up there? So I can at least cover one of those. Then I guess I can swap out this 1 and a 2 for a 1 heroic dice, which then I can use down here on this ability to roll a yellow dice, which I don't really care about. What I care about is I also gain a 4, which then I can place there. Which then I guess I could use both of these 4s to swap out for a 4 heroic dice. So then that way I only lose 1 bit of time. Okay. And the eye stream has been dealt with. And you know what? Maybe I will take them for their skill and give that to the rogue, which I basically spend 5 blue dice, and not 5 individual dice, but 5 value worth of blue dice. And I gain a 5 blue dice and a 5 yellow. All right, so more time shall pass. We're getting kind of close, but I'm still gonna have to deal with both of these guys and probably some more doors on the next floor. Got sharp cliffs. I can either try to climb up or fly over. I don't love either option, but I guess I'll go ahead and try to climb up them, which also requires me passing 2 time, and then I think I'll be okay. Actually, I'm gonna use the rogue ability because I haven't used that in a while. And I got a 5. I will gladly take a 5. And since I'm trying to climb up, yeah, I guess I'm just rolling yellow dice. So hoping for the best here. Hopefully I need a 6 at some point. Okay, I did get a 6 because one of my abilities I can't use. I guess I can re-roll this because of the rogue's ability. I did get a 3. I got all this stuff over here to deal with as well. So I have that I got to cover up, that I have to cover up, and a 2 there. And I need 10 total, which I have 13 total here. So that is more than enough to climb up this sharp cliffs, which I'm just going to gain the XP for. So that puts me at 9 out of 10 experience. So hopefully I'll be able to do something else to get that last little bit of experience. I mean, there's this guy I can kill, so maybe that's what will end up happening. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use both heroic abilities. So I'm gonna use the rogues first, where I roll up. Oh boy, yeah, that happened. You're taking more damage, and I lose 3 time. It's the risk I run when I use that ability. And then I will also use the hunter ability. So I'll go ahead and gain a 4, which I can kind of place anywhere. Oh boy, I guess I'll maybe use it over here on this box towards that 10. I also have to place some acid, or some, not acid, poison. It's called acid spray, but it's poison on one of the heroes, which I'll place it on the hunter. And then I guess I can go ahead and roll up these dice and see what my options are. Okay, kind of all over the place. Got a couple of 6s, but also some lower numbers, which not a huge fan of. And then I also need the heroic dice to roll for the hunter. See what I get. It's probably going to be one of my last encounters because I don't think I'm going to get very far on the next floor before having to descend to the boss's lair. Okay, let me deal with some of this over here. So I'll place that there, that there. I still need to place 6 more there. I have the 6, but I don't know if I want to place that there. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll use this 1 down here to gain a 6, and then I'll use that over there. So all the stuff on the right is dealt with. Then I can place that. And that, then I need 12 total for blue, which is kind of a lot. Luckily, I do have this pink that I can use down here to increase a dice by 2, I could increase this 3 to a 5 and use it down here to gain a 5 blue and a 5 yellow, which is going to be pretty helpful towards these 12 that I need, which will help this blue out. So that's 12 there. And then I just need some more here, which is pretty easy to get because I can do that and that. That brings me to 10 total. And then I can swap out these 2 pink to get up 6 heroic dice, which then I can just use on that row to defeat this rockworm. All right. So they're dealt with. I'm gonna go ahead and gain the XP, which puts me at 13 total. So I level up to level 4. And what's nice is not only do my skills and whatnot increase, but we also get another heroic dice to use each round, which is pretty handy to have. We also gain another potion, which I'll immediately use to heal up my poison because I don't want to deal with that. All right. Well, there was only enough for 2 doors, and then we hit the bottom here. So at this point, we are on to the boss room, the boss fight. So we flip over this and we flip over this, and I'm gonna move these out of the way and kind of put the boss right in the center because, well, they're gonna be the center of attention. Unfortunately, I can't use either of my heroic feats on the boss, so I'm just fighting them with what I got. And I'll quickly read what this says. So the boss fight is like a combat encounter fought over multiple rounds. In each round, you resist poison, roll dice, use skills, suffer consequences. You strike the boss, so you do 1 damage per skull icon covered, and then you do a new round. So it's gonna take me a minimum of 2 rounds to kill them since they have 6 health. And it says that heroic dice cannot be placed on the skull icons. Okay, I guess I'll give 1 heroic dice to each my heroes here. Let's see if we can get through this. This is gonna be kind of tough, but that's a pretty good first roll. Kind of mixed a little bit, but overall, I mean, a couple of 6s, couple 5s. I'll gladly take that. Let's hope for a decent roll for my hunter because I don't want to lose on this last boss fight, especially after the last game not going all too well. Oops, I just rolled that, or I flipped that. That was a 1, I'm pretty sure. And that's a 3. Okay, now luckily, I don't have the spots over here to deal with either, just the dragon. So start trying to chip away at this guy. So I think first I'll spend this 1 here to increase this 3 to a 5 and place those there, there, and there. So that's dealt with. Then I can place this 1 down here to gain a 6 yellow dice, and I'll place that there. All right, I'm gonna do something that might seem kind of weird, and maybe this is a dumb idea, but what I wanna do, well, I guess I can spend this blue dice down here to gain me a blue and a yellow 5, which is good. But then I'm going to spend a blue and yellow from each side to get I had to think about how I'm doing this. Well, no, that's not gonna work. Shoot, hold on. Yeah, that's not gonna work at all like I thought. My plan was I was trying to get the 6 covered here, but I have no way to increase their 6. I mean, I guess I made one of these a 5 earlier, so maybe I can bump that back down to a 3 and then increase one of their 5s to a 6 instead. So I can easily cover that pink with like a heroic dice, and that's not the end of the world. So maybe that's a little bit better. I need to keep these separated to make sure I know what I'm doing here, because then I want to spend this 2 down here, and I can increase some stuff. So I can increase that to a 6, increase that to a 5, increase that to a 6. Hopefully I didn't just bump that. And that's 17 total for that row. So that's all set there. Then I can do something else. I need to try to figure out this blue situation, which right now I have 7. I need 16 total. I have 7, 10. I guess I can use this 1 down here to roll a yellow dice and also gain a pink 4. Oh, it's a 6. Okay. Yeah, that's fine because I can swap out these 2 for a 3, which I can place on that box. And then I can swap out these 2 for a 5, which I can place in that box, which should be more than enough, right? 5, 10, 16, that's 18 total. So I'm not taking any damage, and I'm dealing 3 damage to the dragon. And they are pretty much 1 turn away from from losing. So I need to reset this all real fast. All right, so this will probably be the last turn of the game. Let's see if I can finish this dragon off. Hopefully I get some decent rolls. That is really low, so I don't think that's gonna happen this round. I might have to try to survive for one more round, but let's see. Maybe the hunter will get like just a godlike roll and kind of make up for everything. No, that doesn't look that good. Gosh, I'm really close, but I just need 3 6s essentially to win. I mean, obviously I need to prevent a lot of the damage, but the issue is, yeah, there's 0 way I can get 3 6s that I can see. Because I mean, I have my yellow 6, that's easy. I can increase one of these dice to get another 6, okay. But then I'm gonna be kind of screwed on my last 6. Like I'm gonna be just 1 6 short regardless of kind of whatever I do. Like I can do this, change, yeah, this 4 to like a 6, place that on that box, place that 5 there, use this 1 down here to increase 4 of my dice. I can make this a 5, this a 5, this a 5, and this a 3, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Place the 5 on the shield. 6 can go there. That's 13 total for that box. And then I guess I could swap out these for a 2 heroic dice, which then I can use down here to gain a 6 yellow dice. Should be more than enough for that yellow box. So then I just need 16 total for that box, which I could place this here. I can roll yellow dice and gain a 4, which that's a 5 and a 4. I can swap these out for a 4 heroic dice. What is that total? So that's 6. That's 16, right? It's 10, 16 right there. So I will be taking 1 damage, but then this dragon's almost dead. I have to do 1 more round though. All right, let's see if I can survive this last round. I only need to deal 1 damage, and then mainly cover up the main other boxes. Doesn't look like too bad of a roll. There's at least a 6. So I mean, they're dead, but then I need to guarantee my safety by making sure I don't die. There's another 6. So that's good. Because I can prevent. I'll go ahead and heal up my hunter just so I can do easy math here. So they have 2 health, so I could take max 2 damage. So I think I just need to cover up one of the boxes, one of the 6 boxes, and then the 2 main other boxes. It's kind of my game plan here. So I guess I can use this 2 to make this 3 into a 5, because I need to do the shield boxes kind of first. And I can't use heroic dice, or I can use heroic dice on those. So that 6 has been dealt with. I guess I can go ahead and put that there. Use this 2 down here to gain a 6, which that should be then more than enough for my yellow dice. Yeah, that's 6. Well, I guess I need 17 total. So I'll go ahead and do that. Then I just need to cover up the blue boxes, which I guess I could spend this 5 down here to gain a 5 yellow and a 5 blue. And then, I don't know, I'll use this pink to roll a yellow and gain a 4 pink. That yellow's not going to do me much good, but I could swap these out for a 4 heroic dice. So what does that put me at? It's 9, 10, 19, which is more than enough to do that. I'm going to take 1 damage, but then that's enough damage to kill the dragon. I guess I didn't put these on last round. It took 2 damage. I covered up those boxes. Technically, it took another 2 damage, so it's dead. And I think that's a win, surprisingly. Did not expect that. First game, not so good, so I'm happy to get a win. And hopefully I played all the rules correctly. But I probably made a couple of small rules mistakes. And that was One Deck Dungeon. This game, fun fact, was the very first solo game that I got. So I've had this in my collection a long time, and I'm just now getting to play it on the channel because though I like the theme of it and I like the whole concept of it, I'm not the biggest fan of it anymore. I find it pretty swingy. I mean, I played this on Novice and I barely squeaked by. I mean, I'm not the best player. I haven't played in a while, so I maybe got some of the rules wrong, but yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of this. I mean, I think it's a it's a good game, and I'm glad, you know, it was my first game. It really got me into solo gaming, and I think there's a lot of cool things about this, like the multi-use cards, like the different heroes, the different bosses, the different difficulties, how it has the campaign mode. A lot of cool stuff about this game, but I do find it pretty swingy with the dice, and at times it can be pretty unforgiving, which is unfortunate, but that you'll have that in dice games, and there are some bits of dice mitigation in the game, but in my opinion, I don't think there's enough, but maybe that's just because I'm not that great at it. But, you know, the first game didn't go so well. Second game, you know, we got to win, so I'll definitely take that. The other thing I'll quickly note before hopping out of here is that there is an app for this game. It's actually a really good app. So if you are interested in playing this, I believe you do have to pay for it, but I don't think it's super expensive. Maybe like $5 or something that you can get on, at least on the iOS store. So I know I've played it on my iPad this previous week to kind of warm up and relearn the rules. And the app is super nice because you can get through games pretty quickly, and you don't have to worry about the setup and all of the, you know, taking care of the upkeep and all that stuff. So I definitely recommend checking out the app if this game interests you. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I'll see you.